Welcome to the Creekside Baseball Park here today for the start of conference play for the MNU Pioneers. They're going to take on the Clarke Pride. I'm Jack Hancock, joined by Chad Jenkins. Should be a great one today between the Pioneers and the Pride.
Yeah, the Pride are ranked number 20 in the country. The Pioneers have gotten hot a bit lately, so should be a good one to start off the conference.
These two teams only met once last season in the Heart of America Conference tournament. Pioneers won, which ended up knocking the Pride out of that tournament. It was their second loss. Their first loss came to Central Methodist.
Yeah, the Eagles and the Pioneers pretty much ran the show last year in the conference, so they played 7 times, those two teams. And here we go. Pioneers take the field. Go ahead and set the defense.
Gonna see a pretty normal Pioneer defense here today. You got Trevino on the mound, Hamilton behind the plate, Castillo on first, Dio Cornett at second, Bryson Sherwood at short, Melendez over there at third, and then you've got Maple in left, Woodley in center, and Frank Vogel in right field. Trevino, he's been pretty impressive for the Pioneers so far. A 2.59 ERA, 2 wins, 1 loss, and 5 appearances. He's only given up 21 hits on 9 earned runs, with 35 strikeouts on the season.
How many innings do we got for him?
We've got 31.1. So today's 7-inning bout will be sure to add to that.
He's coming off a complete game 1-hit shutout of St. X from Chicago. That was pitched at CMU. The Pioneers played at Central Methodist, a 4-game series that the Eagles hosted because they have a full turf field. That was a couple weeks ago, I feel like, or last weekend.
Speaking of turf, I talked to head coach Ryan Thompson of the Pioneers, talked about what the differences for players are like playing on turf versus, a traditional dirt field, grass field, and he said that actually makes it easier on the infielders, which kind of shocked me a little, but he said that, this turf here, things are coming off of it slower than they did last weekend, and it should be interesting.
Yeah, on turf you're going to get a true bounce pretty much every time. On the dirt, you never know. But who do we got for the Pride
Leading off, you're going to have Victor Lara, second baseman, number 9.
Laura, Bennett, and Thompson, 1, 2, 3 for the Pride, and Zach Trevino is ready to go.
Here comes the OL. Strike one called, looked at by Laura. He's hitting .457 on the season. He's got 4 doubles to his name, 13 RBIs, leads the team in RBIs. Gets contact on that one, fouled off.
Yeah, Laura, 13 starts, 13 RBIs, 4 doubles. He's 21 for 46, so a huge start for him.
Got hot early. Part of the reason this Pride team is ranked. Also talking to head coach, he said, with the season starting in conference play, as this one's hit into center field, Woodley should be there. No problems there. The start of conference play is almost like a whole other season starting, and it's a long one, but it's rewarding. It was rewarding for the Pioneers last season as they made it to the NAIA World Series and fell short in their first 2 games. They lost.
But getting there was just unbelievable, as we had to go to number 3 Oklahoma City and beat them twice, and they had like 5 losses all year.
Absolutely, as this one to Greg Bennett is a bit inside for ball 1.
Bennett hitting .318, 7 for 22 in just his 8th start. A couple of doubles, 4 RBIs.
This one grounded over to Sherwood. Sherwood, bad throw. Castillo can't get to it. And Bennett's going to be over there safe at second base.
E6 plus.
So reaching second on the error there from Bryson Sherwood.
Well, was it though? Hold on. Oh, Javi let it go. Okay.
So now up to bat, Bubba Thompson. Bubba's been pretty impressive here for this team. Hitting 366, 9 RBIs, as this one gets past him.
They got crossed up. Let's have a look. Hamilton was anticipating the local and got the express, as they say. I don't know what that was supposed to be. But we'll go wild pitch for that, Anna. Bubba Thompson, 3 home runs, leads the Pride. 9 RBIs. He started all 13 games.
Probably not going to see a ton of home runs today with 13-mile-per-hour winds coming right at the batters. You know, it should be, but if they can hit a home run, man, will that be impressive.
It's cold and nasty today, and the pitchers are going to have a huge advantage as this umpire's right in my shot.
This one fouled off, and it's 1-2 now.
2-2.
Correction, 2-2.
Is the infield in? I can't see. Yes, they are.
The infield is in with Bennett over there on third and 1 out. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Trevino got him swinging for it outside. And a great strikeout there for Zach Trevino.
That's Trevino's bread and butter, that wipe-out nasty slider of his. And Thompson just couldn't do nothing but wave at it.
And now Brendan O'Connor will be up to bat. He's hitting .222 on the season with 5 RBIs and a home run. 1 double. You'll see him in right field.
Is somebody doing the scoreboard? There's players sitting right there. What are they doing? Oh.
This one bit low. Ball 1. 2. Here comes the 2-0. Called strike. Beautiful pitch there from Trevino.
Not sure what O'Connor would be looking for 2-0 other than a heater down the middle. He got one and got frozen.
This one inside, but a strike. Trevino with, man, he's got some nasty pitches. Let's see if he goes back to this 2-2 outside.
Definitely.
There it goes. You can see the break on that ball. And going for it there is Castillo, but it's foul. Unable to get to it.
So the lineup for Clarke: Lara, Bennett, Thompson, O'Connor, Perez, Van Zabore, Blake, Fitzgerald, and Swartz. And they are starting Tucker today on the hill.
Tyson Tucker, 4.09 ERA in 22 innings as this one's hit deep into center field, or shallow into center field, but Woodley is there to retire the sides. Scary situation there for the Pioneers after that error and then the wild pitch getting Greg Bennett to third base, but doesn't matter as Zach Trevino retires the sides and gets the Pioneers out of that one.
So we're at Creekside Baseball Park, like you mentioned earlier. So this game was moved because of weather and then because of field conditions. So we're in Parkville, Missouri, and we brought our mobile center field setup, which is why you can get this angle. This angle here is from the press box. You can see the press box in this shot, and you can see that the windows are not transparent. Except for the one that we opened. You can see us maybe waving here by the camera. Hello. In the open window. But the rest of the windows in this press box have this stuff on it that you can't see out of. But whatever, we're playing ball.
Absolutely. So Tyson Tucker, 4.09 ERA, 2 wins, 2 losses in 4 appearances. He's got 4 games started, 22 innings, so he's gone, averaging around 5 1/4 in each of his appearances.
Yeah, there's 3 guys who have 4 starts, so he's one of the regulars.
And he's got 19 hits on him. And
23 strikeouts.
10 earned runs, as well as 23 strikeouts.
So if you have fewer hits allowed than innings pitched and more strikeouts than innings pitched, you're doing a good job. So he's going to be a tough one for the Pioneers today.
Absolutely.
Opponent's hitting what? 235 against him?
Opponent's hitting 235, but 3 home runs off of him.
How many walks do we have?
We've got
12.
12
that's a pretty
walks.
good. That's a pretty good number of walks. So you can reach base so far this year.
Pioneers just going to have to be patient today. It's going to be the moral of the story.
It'll be tough sledding scoring runs today. But for those of you who haven't seen the new NAIA speed-up rules, they're mirroring the big leagues. And you got 20 seconds to throw a pitch with nobody on. Or 15, I think, with nobody on, and 20 with a base runner. You can't call time out a bunch and throw over to the bases a bunch. And these games have been absolute lightning-paced so far this year.
As Sean Maple will lead off for the Pioneers here in this first inning.
This is a relatively new...
Hit down to third base, gets off the glove of Fitzpatrick, and Maple's going too. Sliding into second is Sean Maple. First pitch, got all of it right off the glove of Fitzpatrick.
Leadoff double for Maple. I was going to say that's a relatively new change for the Pioneers, putting Maple at the top. It was Woodley for about the second half of last year and the first part of this year, but just trying to mix things up as the offense has been sputtering a bit. And Maple came in hitting 293 with 1 double. That was his second. 5 RBIs. Now Bryson Sherwood hitting 321, and he started all 17 games. And wow, we got all sorts of...
Sherwood pops this one up into foul territory.
We're not 20 feet above home plate so we can see over everybody. We're at ground level with this camera, so we see the umpire bent over. It's a good shot. And then the base runner and the shortstop all in front of Bryson. Everybody stay right there and we're good. Nope. Oh.
This one, bit outside, called for strike 2.
Sherwood 18 for 56, 321, 12 runs scored, 6 doubles, a homer, 11 RBIs.
This one hit hard up the middle, gets through, and they're going to keep Maple at third as Bryson Sherwood gets another hit for the Pioneers, bringing up Javier Melendez.
Melendez leading the team this year, hitting 358. Started all 17 games, and he's 19 for 53. 6 doubles, a homer, 7 RBI. He's got that homer last weekend.
Hoping to get another RBI as we've got runners on the corners here for him. You know, runners on the corners, you'd expect the infield to be playing in a bit more than they are.
In the first inning with nobody out, I think they're going to try to play back, hopefully for a double play.
As this breaking ball is outside strike 1.
But it looks like the shortstop is close enough to where he can make a read. If he gets a hot shot, he can go to the plate if he wants to. Maple not with tremendous speed at third.
This one high, ball 1. That shortstop over there is Bubba Thompson.
Clarke in their navy uniforms with the white pins, or is that gray or something? I don't know. Light colored pins. Pioneers white with navy pins.
Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Javier Melendez. Tyson Tucker got him with that one.
If you're watching on the Heart Network, try to find the YouTube link at MNUsports.com and you can give us a chat in the chat box.
And here comes the 1-2, fouled off deep into the woods behind us.
Yeah.
So Melendez staying alive in this with this 1-2, runners on the corners, no one out. Outside, ball, and Sherwood goes. Smart of the catcher there not to throw.
Wild pitch.
We've got 2-2 now.
A big advance by Sherwood as they can't get a traditional double play here. But more traffic in front of our shot.
This one high to Melendez. Full count, runners on second and third, no outs.
It's a good take from Melendez, an inviting pitch, but all he could have done with that was pop it up somewhere, so full count.
If you're Melendez here, you're going to hope for a right into the gap in left field as he swings and misses for that one and strikes out. So now bringing up Noah Castillo for the Pioneers. 327 batting average, 8 RBIs. Been pretty solid for the Pioneers. 18 hits, 4 doubles, and has also started every game that the Pioneers have played.
Yeah. He had a huge end of the season last year. A bunch of homers in postseason against all the best pitchers in the country.
This one a bit low for ball 1.
He hit at least 1 in Oklahoma City and then 3 more in the World Series in 2 games.
And speaking of Oklahoma City, the Stars, both of these teams have faced the Stars, and both of them have done the same against them, a win and a loss against the Stars, who are ranked 22 in the nation. When the Pioneers played them, they were ranked 11th in the nation, but have since fallen. And now it's 1-1, 1 out.
This is a huge at-bat in this game.
Wind coming hard at him. Check swing. Gonna say he didn't go.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Base umpire says he did and got that right. That was definitely a go.
I would be inclined to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, he swung at
And so the 1-2 now to Castillo. Hard hit up the middle. Fielded by Thompson. Bobbles it a little but gets it over to first base. And that's going to be an RBI for Castillo as Sean Maple comes home to score and Sherwood moves over to third.
Perfect baseball from Castillo there. The pitch wasn't something he could drive, but not something he could take. Just put it in play, up the middle, get a run home, get the Pioneers on the board.
So now coming up is Dio Cornett. Leads the team in RBIs with 14. Maybe we'll get a 15th. 8 runs and 12 hits, batting .226. As the fresh count to him. Ball 1.
Yeah, Dio started hot, got a bunch of RBIs early, went into a huge funk, dropped his batting average below 200, but then has picked it up again lately.
This one hit into left field into the gap. Bennett, Schwartz is there to make the catch and retire the sides. So the Pioneers finish 2 hits, 1 run, 1 left on base. Great inning there for the Pioneers, putting them up by 1. Going to head into the second inning with Jose Perez leading off for the Clarke Pride.
How's that, Debbie? Need more volume. I turned up my gain a little bit. There's always one mic that doesn't perform as well as the other in these situations.
Yep.
And we're back.
This is Jack Hancock and Chad Jenkins welcoming you back to MNU Baseball. Pioneers up 1-0 if you're just now joining us. Had a pretty successful first inning. Rocky start there for Zach Trevino. Well, I guess nothing he could have done about it. An error from, is it Sherwood? Yeah, Bryson Sherwood with the error there. And then a wild pitch brought Greg Bennett to third base, but got the strikeout on Bubba Thompson with that gorgeous curveball breaking outside like that. And we're going to have Jose Perez leading off for the Pride. Perez batting 150 on the season with 3 RBIs. 8 games played, 6 started, and only 3 hits on the season.
The DH this game.
This one to him for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1. Outside ball 1. Ball 2, correction there. Apologies. So here comes the 2-1. Inside called for ball 3. Wanted to get him with that sweeping, breaking curve there. Couldn't get him with it. So we got 400 to deep center field. 400 dead center as this one is going to be taken for a walk by Jose Perez. Perez has been walked 4 times this season and hit by pitch once. Does pretty good at staying patient in the count and getting walks for his team as Paul Von Zabore now up to bat for the Pride. He's batting .275 with 6 RBIs. As this one's outside for ball 1.
Trevino, he will give up his walks occasionally. What do we got here?
Attempting a bunt there, but fouls it off. Not what you want from a bunt attempt there. Attempting to send Perez over to second base and then bring up Johnny Blake.
12 walks in 31 innings. I don't know what the ratio is supposed to be, but...
So another attempted bunt is fouled off, so now you got 2 strikes on you. Don't want to bunt now.
Sometimes the coach will make you. If you fail the first 2 times, they get mad, and they're like, you better get it this time.
Yeah, you know, it's not what you want in 2 bunt attempts. So expect a swing here, fouls another one off.
Oh, I was going to say, these poles that you're seeing on the screen here, that looks like a table that's upside down right in front of us, that's just supports for the awnings that are here. You can see them over here. They took the umbrella off of ours for obvious reasons.
As this one's hit to Sherwood, Sherwood dives for it, thrower to first base, not in time. Sherwood with a bit of a low throw there, bouncing into the glove of Noah Castillo. So you're going to have runners on first and second now.
Base hit.
After the single from Paul Von Zabore. Johnny Blake up to bat now. Blake's batting .208 on the season with 3 RBIs. Started all 10 games. 10 games played, 10 games started for him.
If they were bunting last guy, they'll bunt this guy.
Sends it up the middle to Trevino. Throw over to Castillo. Gets the out there. And it's going to send Perez to third and Von Zabore to second.
Castillo caught that, right? So 1-3
Yes.
BU sack. You good? She knows what she's doing over there.
McGuire Fitzgerald now at the plate for the Pride. No RBIs on the season, hoping to get 1 here. Batting .243. As the fresh count to him, lays down a bunt or attempts to, fouls it off.
So the infield's playing back. They are not risking a 2-run single and conceding the run here with a normal grounder up the middle.
We'll leave a bunt to Hamilton and Trevino is the mentality this Pioneer defense. This one outside for ball one.
Well, we got Melendez playing in at third, and Castillo's back a little bit at first, so a bunt to the right side is a guaranteed run. But can you execute it?
Absolutely, and with one strike, you don't want to foul it off, as this one's a bit low for ball two.
With 2 strikes, you might see the middle guys come in. I've seen that before, even with 2 in scoring position. It would force the Pride to make a decision.
That one fouled off, bit inside, but he swings and just gets a little bit on it and fouls it off. So we got 2-2 now, with 2 runners in scoring position. Goodness. Fitzgerald plays, and the catch there from
He threw it
Trevino,
away?
throwing error to the third baseman,
Oh my gosh.
attempting to get a double play there, and it's going to bring Jose Perez in.
No. So,
So-
L1. No plus on him, just on the runner. I think that might be an E5. The throw wasn't that
The
bad, was
throw-
it?
It looked like a decent throw to me.
I will play that again in a second.
So Andrew Swartz now up to bat, watches this one for a strike.
Now, Trevino had time to set his feet properly and make a strong throw. He was kind of all crossed up there, but I think that may have been...
Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Swartz, 2 strikes to him. Trevino not very happy after
No.
after the error there in the run scoring, tying this one up.
Obviously a huge swing of events there.
Inside, hits him.
It's unearned, by the way. I'm going to look here. Here we go.
So after that turn of events, the Clarke Pride tie it up.
That's E5. So say E5 and A1 because he should get an assist for that.
And Victor Laura up to bat now. Flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Hit it right into the glove of Drew Woodley on the third pitch to him. Here comes the 0-0. And they're going to send Andrew Swartz, going to steal a base there.
E5, A1, UE. And then an SB for this number 0.
This one looked at for ball 1.
So in Trevino's mind, the inning should be over. Instead, the game is tied, and there are still 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Great reflexes by Trevino, though, to get the glove up and get that catch. Ball hit hard right back at him, and gets the glove up and makes the catch. So we've got 2 runners in scoring position, and here comes the 1-2. Hit, Sherwood dives, blocks the ball from going any further. Man. And Laura is going to drive in Paul Von Zabore. So the RBI there for Victor Laura.
No, nothing earned anymore this inning. RBI, though. These are the mental hurdles you got to overcome when you think the inning is over, that false finish line.
And I've said it a lot throughout announcing for the Pioneers. You said it a lot with volleyball especially, but sports are such a mental thing. You know, you've got to – you can't win if you lose the mental battle in a sport, and you just got to overcome the mental hurdles in the athletic world.
Happens quite a bit. Volleyball did well with that this year.
Boy, did they.
Did you see them lose?
I was unable to watch that one. Was it
The
a bad?
Park at Park. That was an awesome game.
And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Trevino retires the sides. And that's going to
Side.
be at side. Did it again. Well, now it's sides. He's retired too.
That's going to be a hard habit to break, I think. But yeah, he's retired both sides.
So 2
far.
runs, 1 hit, 2 left on, and an error.
Freebies killing the Pioneers so far this game. Walks and errors.
And it's going to bring up A.J. McMahon for the Pioneers.
Let me play a commercial real quick.
All right, we will be right back after this.
How do you do this?
And we're back. The first pitch here to A.J. McMahon. High and outside for ball 1. Batting .235 on the season with 11 RBIs.
Press box is a dangerous place, and Anna Harris just, what'd you do, bang your ankle? Hustling too quickly to get back to the top of the refrigerator. I don't know if anyone's ever said that before.
This one fouled off.
She's sitting on top of a mini fridge, so it makes sense in context. This isn't our press box, folks. We're doing what we can.
And the swing and a miss there for McMahon. 2-2 now. Tucker sets, brings the 2-2. Swing hard on that fastball, and it's a strikeout. It's going to be his second of the day for Tyson Tucker.
He's gotten that heater by Melendez and McMahon. It must have some good life on it.
And this is going to bring up Drew Woodley. Woodley batting .268 on the season with 4 RBIs. 13 runs scored, leads the team in runs scored. As this one is fouled out of playable territory and goes foul. Woodley's been walked 5 times this season and hit by pitch 5 times. He's been hit more than anyone else on this team.
What's his OBP here? 368?
368 on base percentage and a .268 batting average. So
if you're 100 points higher than your BA, you're doing some nice work.
This one's high and outside.
Woodley, of course, led off for the first 15 or so games. So you get a lot of runs scored that way and on-base opportunities.
Absolutely, and you see him in center field. He's made some nice fielding today for the Pioneers. Two pop-ups right to him. As the 1-2, Tucker sets, brings it inside for ball 2. So he watches that one as the Pioneers down 2-1, leading off the second inning of play. Watching that one bit outside, going to bring up a full count for Woodley. This is Woodley, you know, he's been impressive. We mentioned impressive with the walks and getting on base. 368 on base percentage as this one is low and inside. Ball 4, Woodley takes first. So Frank Vogel gonna be at the plate now. The right fielder, number 4, 214 batting average with 4 RBIs and a home run on the season. 9 hits, 7 runs.
Hopefully the 3-run homer he hit last week gets him going. He's had a rough start to the season, but sometimes when you juice one and it gets everything back in sync.
Tucker's going to look over to first with Woodley over there. So looking for Woodley, who's got 5 stolen bases on the season in 7 attempts. This one high, called for ball 1. First pitch to him that he sees after the throw over to Woodley at first. Here comes the 1-0, and Woodley's running, but it's fouled off. So it's 1-1 now.
The hit and run has fallen out of fashion in baseball the last few years. I don't think that that's what the Pioneers were doing right there, but it's possible.
This one for strike 2. So it's 1-2 now to Frank Vogel. You've got 14-mile-per-hour winds blowing right at the batters. It's, definitely probably helping some of these pitchers with their fastballs, bringing in some more speed to them. As this one's fouled off onto field 4 over there is what it looks like.
Yeah, this is a really nice complex. There's 4 fields in a circle to our left. This field is kind of a standalone situation. And then way deep in right field foul territory is another standalone field.
Which Park and, is it William Penn are playing at?
Yeah.
And there's another stolen base for Woodley.
And ball 2.
And ball 2. It's going to be Woodley's 6th stolen base on the season in 8th attempt. 75% accuracy there with stealing bases is pretty impressive. So now with Woodley in scoring position, Vogel will take the 2-2. Swung on and fouled, bouncing
off his foot.
Been there, and it is not comfortable, not something you want to do. Shaken up a little bit after that one, and especially when it's this cold, you don't want to.
No.
Do not want to get hit by the ball like that.
It's a nightmare.
Tucker is set. The 2-2. Inside, ball 3.
Good take, Frank. Knew it all the way, right?
So it's a full count to Frank Vogel with Woodley on second and 1 out after that McMahon strikeout on that beautiful fastball from Tyson Tucker.
He likes his fastball. I think he's going to get another one here.
He does, and it's popped up foul. Is it in playable territory?
Doesn't look like it.
Does not look like it. Can't quite tell as there is a screen over part of the press box. Can't really see.
Yeah, these graphics are like, they also double as sun protection in the press box, but doesn't help you see out very well.
And so now the full count high, ball 4. So Vogel takes ball 4 and is walked. It's going to be his 9th walk on the season, almost double digits, bringing up Bryson Hamilton.
Hamilton is a friend of the sports information department. As all those games at volleyball that you called, he was the one on the floor with the camera, providing all those shots.
Great work by Bryson Hamilton all season in the volleyball, as they're going to take some time, go talk to Tucker after 2 back-to-back walks. Hamilton's hitting 189 on the season, started 12 games, played in 14. Only 7 hits and 1 run, 4 RBIs, and 4 doubles. You know, he's a double machine almost.
Yeah, when he hits it far.
And 2 walks, 3 hit by pitch 3 times. So he's got more doubles than he does singles, which is interesting to look at. And Tucker's going to stay on the mound here for Clarke.
You remember Lucy Masachkova, right?
Absolutely.
Are they still dating, Anna? Have you heard anything? I don't know. But they were dating, these two, at least. I don't know if they still are, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Fresh count to Hamilton. Wanted all of that one, but a swing and a miss. It was a hard swing from Hamilton. It's another player whose on-base percentage is about 100 points higher than his batting average. As this one's hit deep into left field. It's going. And off the wall, Hamilton's going to go for second. Going to bring in both runs. And a 2 RBI double for Bryson Hamilton. Hit deep into left field over the head of Andrew Swartz. Off the wall. Almost gone. You know, you imagine without this wind, that ball probably would have been gone. And they're going to bring in a courtesy runner.
Yeah, Joey Calamayo. Wow, good job, Bryson. See, that's what you get when you help out the SID department. You get 2-run doubles.
So a 2-run double going to put the Pioneers on top. 3-2 now.
Ball was smoked.
So Calamayo at second, running for Hamilton. And you've got Sean Maple up to bat. He had a double in the first inning and a run, maybe hoping to repeat that after it was a first pitch. First pitch, he got all of it and just sent it deep. Bounced off the third baseman's glove.
Okay. Was she the one cheering so loud? Maybe they're probably still dating, I guess. She's in your shot right now, Lucy. I can't tell who it is from here, but she's in there somewhere.
And there's going to be strike 2 to Sean Maple. Masachkova from the Czech Republic did great attacking for the Pioneers all season as an outside hitter.
First team all-conference.
First team all-conference, and led the Pioneers to that Heart of America Conference tournament victory and
regular season.
Yeah.
It was awesome. What a fun year that was.
What a great season for the Pioneer volleyball team. So now it's 1-2. Ball is hit. Gonna be good for a single. They're gonna send Calamayo. And he's gonna score. And they're gonna send Maple to second, and he's safe. So Maple goes to second after that. After the throw home to get Calamayo.
We're not going to give an error to the second baseman there on that throw. It was, it did get away, but I think Maple moves up. He moved up on the throw regardless of where it ended up. So no error on the play.
And it's going to bring up Bryson Sherwood. Had a single in his first at-bat. And so Sean Maple, a double, and then just had a single, brought him to second on the throw. And the Pioneers are up 4-2.
Was that a line drive into center field? I got confused, or did it bounce?
I think it bounced. And this one's high and outside for ball 1.
Here's Hamilton's double, just absolutely juiced that.
Right deep into left field. And it's really impressive with this wind coming at him hard. This one called for strike number 1. So it's 1-1 now to Bryson Sherwood. Only 1 out, and they're keeping with Tucker on the mound for the time being. Inside, ball 2.
Yeah, I got 3-1.
Yeah, ball 3. 3-1 now.
Is anyone doing the scoreboard, or did they bail? They said it wasn't working. They said the home score didn't work. So is it say 4 up there?
It does. It's 4-2 on the scoreboard here at the park.
They figured it out.
And hard swing, and a miss. Going to bring up full count here to Bryson Sherwood. He wanted all of that heater.
3-1 fastball in the zone. Sherwood cut it loose and came up empty. He'll shorten up here with 2 strikes. A little bit.
Fouls it off. A lot of foul balls today going out of the park. Probably a bit because of that wind.
Yeah, keeping those bench players who are in charge of foul balls busy.
Absolutely.
There's always a couple guys in charge of it during the day, and you can stay warm a little bit. It's not too bad, but
yeah,
it's also annoying.
And this one hit into right field. Tracking back is O'Connor.
Fighting the sun.
O'Connor gets it, and Maple's going to go to third on the fly out to right field.
Just a plus, Anna, no sack.
So Brendan O'Connor is there getting the catch in right field. It's going to bring up Javier Melendez. Struck out in his first at-bat off that gorgeous heater from Tyson Tucker.
Yeah, up in the zone, had some light life on it, and Melendez couldn't get it. There's been a lot of swings and misses on the fastball today.
Absolutely. Tucker's only given up 2 hits this inning, but has given up 3 runs as this one's fouled off. Going to be a into the woods behind us situation. You know, on our right side, we've got.
You can see, yeah, they can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
Some old scraggly dead woods back there.
This one looked at. Got him with the that one breaking outside for strike 1.
So bottom of the order doing work for the Pioneers. Woodley, what did he do?
Woodley walked and then stole second as this one gets above the head of Victor Laura, and it's going to be good for an RBI for Javier Melendez.
Beautiful piece of hitting from Melendez right there. Just served it in the right field with 2 strikes.
Take a look at that one. I mean, Melendez just
that's perfect.
Gorgeous hit as Noah Castillo is going to be up to bat. Had a RBI sacrifice ground out to the shortstop Bubba Thompson in his last at bat. Now we've got Melendez on first and 2 outs. This one, strike 1.
Yeah.
So Woodley
walked and stole.
Woodley walked and stole second, and
Vogel walked.
Vogel walked, and then Bryson Hamilton came up to bat and got that gorgeous 2 RBI double. As this one's fouled right back at us, but thanks for the screen being there.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Got a decent crowd for a rescheduled Sunday afternoon off-site game. I didn't expect anyone at all. It is spring break, so there's not much else to do.
Yeah.
After church, of course. I'm sure they all went to church.
And going for 2, and stealing is going to be Javier Melendez getting the base there. Pioneer's second successful stolen base on the day.
And that's he's 3 for 3 on the season. You're not going to send him much. But an 0-2 count on Castillo, there's really not much to lose there. So trying to bail out Castillo, get him a fresh count next inning if Melendez is out now, with the chance to get a 2-out knock and drive a run in.
And here's Castillo, looks at that one outside.
No, he didn't go on that one.
I didn't think he went, but catcher thought he might have, getting the drop third strike tag out there just to be safe, but it's going to bring up 2 and 2.
Always fun to ask the second base umpire on those.
Yeah.
Not a great angle. Not much better than the home plate guy. He did get the first one right, though, so what are you going to do?
One hit hard by Castillo.
My bad.
Castillo fouls it off.
There is a silencer on cell phones that I've recently become aware of. Ladybug landed on my computer.
Oh, wow. The 2-2 to Castillo is going to be a ball, going to bring up a full count with a runner on second now. So he's gone strike, foul, ball, foul, ball. It's been a 6-pitch at bat, bringing up the 7th pitch here. Fouled off again, staying alive in this one.
Castillo's a tough out. Always has been. Had a really nice freshman year. Ended up in the 3-hole of a World Series team as a freshman, which is unheard of. But just one of those guys that you can't really get anything past him. Who's cheering in the background there? Someone's jumping up and down.
Trying to stay warm by cheering for the Pioneers. This one grounded to Victor Laura, throws it over to Johnny Blake, and the Clarke Pride get out of that inning. Finally, only allowed 3 hits, but allowing 4 runs. And the Pioneers now up 5-2. So they left Javier Melendez stranded over there on second base after that steal.
Anna.
And
where are those clips?
See if Clarke trying to repeat here. They're going to have Bubba Thompson leading off for the Pride. He struck out in the first inning.
And this one.
And he's hitting .366 on the season. Well, I guess not anymore. He's got 15 hits and 42 at-bats with 7 doubles and 9 RBIs, as well as 3 home runs. Leads the team in home runs. Hoping to get something going here for the Pride.
All right, let's try this 30-second commercial again.
So we will be right back. And we're back, welcoming you back to the 3rd inning here. Leading off for the Clarke Pride is going to be Bubba Thompson. Struck out in his first appearance. Trevino got him with that outside curveball. It was gorgeous.
Did he call that a strike or no? I couldn't tell. Can you see the count, Anna?
Ball 1. First one was called as a ball.
Okay.
And it's 1-0 now to Thompson. Here comes the 1-0. Gorgeous pitch.
3-4-5 due up for the Pride here in the top of the 3rd.
And that one going to be looked at for strike 2. So Bubba Thompson, 1-2 now to him. Probably Trevino will likely go back to that curve that sweeps to the outside. He does, and it's hit into center field. Woodley is there, though, to make the routine catch. And Bubba Thompson is out.
Kind of a hanger there with 2 strikes. I don't think that's where Trevino wanted that one, but got away with it.
Now Brendan O'Connor going to be up to bat. The right fielder flew out to Woodley in his last at-bat. This one's going to be looked at for ball 1. So now the 1-0 to O'Connor. Beautiful breaking ball there from Trevino. Got that curve. I mean, it just swept right across the plate. And for strike 1. Broke to the outside as this one's hit deep into left field. Maple runs back and is there for the catch. So Sean Maple gets back to make that catch, bringing up Jose Perez. Was walked in his first at-bat, ended up scoring after the error from Javier Melendez off that throw from Trevino. And hits this one right at Castillo, unassisted,
Nice.
retiring
Quick.
the side.
I call those a shutdown inning, and nice job with you on your adjustment there.
Thank you.
But a nice quick inning from Trevino after his team gives him the lead. Those are massive.
So 3 up, 3 down for the Pioneers. And it's going to lead off with Dio Cornett. a very impressive third inning defensively for the Pioneers. Let's see if Clarke makes a change pitching-wise. They do not. They're going to stick with Tyson Tucker out there. Tucker with 5 earned runs so far today and 5 hits, as well as 2 walks. But he will stay out there. He's got 2 strikeouts.
Oh yeah, he's doing fine. It's one of their horses. He'll be out there, and unless the Pioneers go nuts, you can expect him to go at least 5 innings in this game.
You know, it's we were talking during the break, remarkably high scoring considering the weather and with how good of a pitcher Tyson Tucker is.
I expected a 2-1, 3-2 type game. We're already past that. Where are we? 5, 6, 7?
5, 6, 7. Cornette leading off for the Pioneers. Flew out to left field in the first at bat. Andrew Swartz there in left field. This one's hit. Popped up to Victor Laura. Is called off, and Brendan O'Connor comes in to try and make it. And an error there.
I don't know. Maybe a hit. Let's have a look.
Let's take a look at that one. Miscommunication there by Brendan O'Connor and Victor Laura. And Dio Cornette's on first base.
Coming in. A little miscommunication. Dive. Base hit.
So a base hit by Dio Cornette.
Where did Anna go? She's out. It's too cold. Need some tissues. Base hit for Dio. For now, A.J. McMahon takes ball 1.
Struck out by that
9.
Struck out from that heater from Tyson Tucker. See if we see that again. Gonna throw back to Dio Cornette on first base.
Tyson Tucker going sleeveless today. That is
quite the
Iron Man. Tough guy.
Definitely braving the Northwest winds, as this one's looked at for strike 1.
I know a lot of pitchers don't like the constriction feeling of sleeves, and he must be one of those guys, because if you're not going to wear sleeves today, you never will.
Dio Cornette, 1 stolen base, 2 attempts. They keep throwing over to him. I guess they did once, but don't think there will be a steal there. So we've got 1 and 2 to A.J. McMahon.
I think his 1 stolen base came on a first and third shenanigans play anyway.
Oh.
Wasn't even a real steal. He ain't going anywhere. That is one giant second baseman.
Absolutely. So here comes the 1 and 2 hit pretty hard into foul territory. It's going to be out of the playable territory. And so it's 1 and 2. 1 and 2 now to A.J. McMahon. Throwing over to Dio Cornette. Again, I don't think he's going anywhere, but
and obviously sometimes the pitcher just needs a second to think about what he wants to do again, and just throws over just to take 10 more seconds.
Inside for ball 2.
That's the kind of thing they're trying to get rid of in the big leagues. You can only throw over twice. And if you throw over the third time and don't get the guy, he moves up a base. Isn't that fun?
So the Pioneers starting Heart of America Conference play as this one hits A.J. McMahon. It's gotta hurt with this cold.
Yes, but 2-strike HBPs always feel good.
So look around the Heart of America Conference, Mount Mercy and Evangel. It is 4-1 in the bottom of the third of that one, and William Penn against Park. William Penn up 1-0 in the top of the fifth.
Who's got 4 and who's got 1 in that first
Mount
game?
Mercy's got
Okay.
4. Sorry, should have said respectively there.
Yeah, Evangel and MNU playing on a Sunday. Hell has officially frozen over. Yeah, it's cold enough up here to make that happen.
So it's 0-1. Little bunt attempt there, pops it up into the foul off the net behind him is Woodley. Walked in his first at-bat, then stole second, and ended up scoring off that Bryson Hamilton double into deep left field.
You might see one of those 2-strike bunts right here. Woodley's a good enough bunter.
We'll see.
And this situation kind of calls for it.
He does, and he fouls it off, so it's going to be a
You can just say swinging.
strikeout there for Woodley.
I don't know if there's a code for bunting. I'll ask. I don't know Presto well enough.
So this is going to bring up Frank Vogel, walked in his first at-bat as well.
Oh, nice. Good. Anna found it.
Clarke softball lost earlier today against Concordia, 5-4. This one's looked at for strike one. And so the 0-1 inside, called strike two. Frank Vogel looks at two back-to-back. So we've got one out. Outside, man, just on the strike zone.
Vogel doesn't swing very much. Like I was a similar type player. If it wasn't exactly what I wanted, I didn't swing. But there's a lot of close pitches that are taken that are like pretty scary.
He walked in his last at bat. He's got looking at another one. Been walked 8 times. Well, I guess 9 now. So he hits what he likes. He's got a .214 batting average and a .365 on base percentage.
Yeah, he'll draw his walks. Sometimes you like big guys like this to be more aggressive, but he is who he is.
Hit hard at Victor Laura. And they're going to go 4-6-3 and retire the side. So it's Laura to Thompson to Blake. And that'll end the third inning for the Pioneers. 1 hit, 1 stranded, no runs.
4.63 GDP, did that work? X for the runner.
When did Dio get out?
Dio didn't. So X for the runner at first. I played the wrong thing. We're back.
And we're back. This is Jack Hancock and Chad Jenkins welcoming you back to Pioneer Baseball in the Heart of America Conference. Start of conference play for the Pioneers. Pioneers winning 5-2, or leading 5-2, I should say, as Paul Von Zabore will lead off the 4th inning for the Clarke Pride. This is when you hit the mid game here, and you gotta stay on top of the mental aspect and keep that stamina going. If you're the Pioneers, keep hitting,
keep shutting them down, Zach. So Tyson Tucker goes no sleeves. Zach Trevino, the polar opposite.
Yeah, all the sleeves and all of the
face mask. He's from California, right? Where's he from?
He is from, Santa Maria, California, so I guess, makes a little more sense. Trevino was named the Heart of America Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week for this last week.
A one-hit shutout with 8 strikeouts will do that.
As this one's fouled off. Great outing there for Trevino. Hoping to stay on top of it and not allow any more runs in this one. He went 3 up, 3 down last inning. And gets a strikeout there. So Johnny Blake up now. Grounded out to Trevino in his last at-bat.
Or was that the line out?
No, Johnny Blake was the ground out. Grounded out Trevino to Castillo.
I don't remember that. Did he bunt?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense. So they're ahead and not squaring up the slider, and they're behind the fastball. That is a great spot to be if you're Zach Trevino.
Absolutely. So it's 0-2 now. Trevino, if you're gonna hit him,
don't hit him. Yeah, that's what I.
That one outside.
If you're gonna hit him,
don't
throw a different pitch.
Yeah. So 1-2 now to Johnny Blake. Trevino, you go outside with that one. Do you look for something inside here on Johnny Blake? He does, and Blake gets all of that one, sends it into the gap, right in between Castillo and Vogel. It's gonna get him a single. So a one out single there for Johnny Blake.
Nice piece of hitting, because you're right. After that slider away that missed, you try to bust him in with 2 strikes, and he got the barrel to it.
He really did. It worked for him. Maguire Fitzgerald up now. He flew out to Trevino in his last at-bat, which then led to an attempted double play and a missed throw. I guess missed catch and an error by Melendez over there at third.
Maguire as a first name. That's
Maguire
interesting.
is a first name. It's
I like it.
not something you see, I guess.
I'm guessing they just go with Fitzy anyway, as baseball players want to do. They shorten your last name and put a Y on the end of it. Who? Maggie? Mags? That's a strike, man. Give me that pitch.
This one inside. If you're Trevino here ahead in the count, I would hit him with that outside slider. He does. And there's the strikeout. Gorgeous break on that ball. I mean,
yeah, they're not hitting it even though it was a hanger. So, they're not seeing him very well, except for Blake got the barrel to that fastball last at bat, but Trevino's been on fire the last couple innings.
So Andrew Schwartz up now. He stole second base after getting hit. He got hit right in the wrist, which does not seem fun with this weather. I guess it's never fun to get hit.
No, but it is worse than other times sometimes.
Trevino's going to throw over to first. You've got Johnny Blake over on first. Blake has no stolen bases on the season. So he's getting set. And now the pitch. Foul ball. Ump very vocal with his call there. Make sure save the players some running. No, I'm sure the athletic department and the laundry also likes playing on these turf fields. A lot less.
Absolutely.
A lot less washing of uniforms.
Not as many grass stains. But the outfielders will be kicking up mud all over their backs today.
And gets him with the breaking ball outside. Attempting to steal was Blake. And he made it after the throw down from Hamilton. Brought Dio a bit off the bag there.
I got 5-2. Does the scoreboard say 5? We'll go through it in a second.
So Swartz now watches that one. You've got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Oh, I never did a game day post for this.
And now it's 2-1. Check swing. Bringing up 3-1 now. Trevino getting set, shaking off the nerves. And they called the strikeout there on the 3-2. Andrew Swartz really thought he got walked. But Trevino finishes the inning. 1 hit, 1 left on base, and 3 strikeouts. A great inning there from Zach Trevino.
That's right there. Absolutely. We scored 4 in the second, so let's go through this. Right. So play-by-play in the second inning. I know, but I'm going to see what you put. Strikeout, walk, steal, walk, 2-run double. And then 2-run double for Hamilton. Calamayo. And Sean Maple
RBI single.
Scores him and moves to second. And then Sherwood flies out to right. Maple advances to third. And then Melendez single to right field scores. What's his face? There you go.
So the Pioneers up 5-2. Heading into this this 4th inning, it'll be Bryson Hamilton leading off for the Pioneers. He had that 2-run double. Gorgeous hit into deep left field. I mean, especially with this, without this wind, playing somewhere a bit less windy.
Yeah, that leaves the yard at Pioneer Field, no doubt. We had a little bit of a shorter left field power alley.
400 to center. Can't quite see the foul pole. See the depth over there, but
I don't think it's listed. They don't have windscreen to put it on.
So Bryson Hamilton now taking the 0-0 inside and high. Oh, it
Grazed
did.
him.
It clipped the shoulder. So he's gonna take first.
This is Calamayo again?
No courtesy runner?
Yes, he's
it is, okay. Joey Calamayo coming to run for Bryson Hamilton.
This is one of my grievances with NAIA baseball is the courtesy runner is designed to speed up the game because then the catcher's not stranded out on bases and then he has to come back, put his gear on, come back out. But this situation especially, we just took an extra 30 seconds right there to make the switch. Now we have a fast guy at first. We're going to see some throws over. We're going to see him possibly steal.
And as we were saying, there's the throw over.
We're going to see him steal, right? That leads to more action, more runs, longer inning.
Yep.
It is designed to speed the game up, and it does the opposite.
And so Sean Maple at the plate now. He's got a double. The first pitch of the game for that the Pioneers saw. Bounced off the glove of the third baseman over there. It was McGuire Fitzpatrick. And then he had that RBI single in that impressive second inning as this one's hit into left center field. And Andrew Swartz is there. Calamayo's going to stay. Now Bryson Sherwood up to bat. Flew out to right field in his last at-bat, but singled in the first inning, so he's 1 for 2 on the day.
Grandparents chatting on YouTube. Welcome, Dave and Debbie Sherwood. They housed me as a freshman in college.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the year. Yeah, I know the Sherwoods. 1997.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to the Sherwoods for joining this broadcast and watching. And thank you to all of you for joining this broadcast and watching the Pioneers take on the Clarke Pride. Throw over to Calamayo. Still got Tucker on the mound there. He's given up 5 runs and 6 hits. He's hit 2, walked 2. And Calamayo's going to go. He's safe. So Joey Calamayo steals second base.
Perfect pitch to throw on, really. But the catcher yanked that throw a little bit, and Calamayo able to slide in safely.
And now it's 1-1 to Bryson Sherwood.
Calamayo with the World Series homer. No matter what he does the rest of his career, he can hang his hat on that.
Absolutely. This one a bit outside, but they're going to call for a strike. You know, Tucker's getting up there in pitch count. He's got 77 pitches thrown. And it is only the 4th inning.
These guys can go 100 to 120 at this point in the season.
Hit over foul into to another one of the fields. And it's 1-2. Sherwood's been doing a decent job staying alive in this at-bat. It's going to be the 5th pitch here to him. And high and inside.
Buzz the tower a little bit. No, nothing hurt.
So now it's 2-2.
I'm going to get you a shot of the lights at this stadium. I've never seen lights like this.
They really do look perplexing.
They look more like internet towers or something.
Outside, full count now to him. Calamayo on second.
We're going to get 2 foul balls and then ball 4 right here, and then I will show you the lights. So after these 3 pitches.
You know, I wonder what the NAIA record for longest at-bat is.
I did a 25-pitcher in softball once.
Wow. Something's in the catcher's eye, so he's going to call time. Paul Bonsbore calling time there behind the plate. Something in the eye. You know, that's not as common. You wouldn't think dirt in the eye on this turf field,
Nope.
But I mean, imagine playing on a dirt field with wind like this. Get everything in your eye. This one's flied out. Bubba Thompson is called off by Andrew Swartz, who gets the catch there. His second fly out this inning.
You know what? I'm not going to mess with the camera. Yeah, I am. I said I would. There's the lights. What are those?
They are
LEDs.
Quite intriguing, which, you know, better for the planet.
I guess.
Cheaper.
Better for our pocketbooks.
And so now Javier Melendez will be up to bat. Had an RBI single in the second and struck out in that first. from that Tyson Tucker heater.
This is what that's why I didn't want to mess with the camera, but we're good. We're back.
Got the table leg looking things there. High and inside for ball one. So it's 1-1 now to Javier Melendez. Pioneers have done a pretty great job today at staying alive in counts when they're down in the count. They've been staying alive, fouling things off, and it's paid off. That's why they're winning 5-2.
How many strikeouts do we have? Let's have a look.
We've got 3 strikeouts for Tyson Tucker, 1 in each inning. And so, nice change up there, but it's
keeping up to par for him with 1 strikeout per inning.
Bit high. Ball had some drop on it, but I guess not enough as it was too high for ball 2. 2-2 now. Calamiles going in there, safe at third. Very close call at third base as the throw from Von Zabore to Fitzpatrick, not in time. Calamiles safe at third.
Man, that was way too close for a 2-out steal of third. Those are really risky. You only go if you're 100%.
Especially on a right-handed pitcher. This one flied into right field.
Foul.
Foul.
Apparently. We lose the ball quickly here. There's not great sight lines. Even if I did pan the camera, you wouldn't have been able to see much.
It's been a 7-pitch at-bat. Definitely racking up Tyson Tucker's pitch count. I wonder if if he'll see the 5th. So we're here in the 4th. He's got 84 pitches. I mean, he probably can go into the hundreds, but he's going to walk Javier Melendez. It's going to be his 3rd walk of the day.
Is there just 1 out? It feels like there's 2.
There are 2.
Okay.
2 fly outs to the left fielder. Sherwood and Maple both flew out. As now Noah Castillo is going to be up to bat. He's grounded out twice today, but he's had some long at-bats. Staying alive in the count. We'll see what he can do.
He generally scratches together 1 hit per game. This would be a great time for it.
Absolutely, with runners on the corners especially. And hit deep into left center field. Bennett calls everybody off and makes the catch to retire the side. So the Pioneers, no hits, 2 stranded, and no runs in that one. So Pioneers up 5-2, and we're going to head into the 5th inning here in Heart of America Conference baseball play.
We can mute. You can take a break.
welcoming you back here to the Creekside Baseball Park for Heart of America Conference Baseball. High pitch there to Victor Laura. Starting the 5th inning, he got a hit in an RBI in that 2nd inning.
Yeah, top of the order for the Pride. This is a big inning for Trevino. Maintaining that 3-run lead into the final 2 frames would be a big advantage.
Absolutely.
3-0, though, to start off the leadoff man.
In Mount Mercy against Evangel, Mount Mercy is leading 5-3. Loudgate is on the hill for Evangel.
Levirafam? Or what was it? It doesn't matter. It's fine.
And so it's 3-1 now to Victor Laura. Just the walk
like
there.
You gave me the 3-0, but not that one. The 3-0 was worse than that.
You know, Trevino's, he's getting up there in pitches as well. He's at 72. I guess, 72, 5 innings. Not awful.
Yeah, 4, technically. So.
I guess, 4. Greg Bennett, at the plate now, struck out in the 2nd inning. Fouls it off, and it's 0-1. So the 0-1 now to Greg Bennett. Victor Laura taking a decent-sized lead over there at first. Trevino's going to throw over. Unable to get him there. Bit low, called for ball 1. So it's 1-1 now.
It's a little better.
And swung on and missed for strike 2.
That's that good Trevino slider. He'll want to show that one again. A couple times with 2 strikes, he's hung one over the middle. Throw that down and away. It's pretty much unhittable.
Wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to it here or brings in the heater.
It was something off
Outside ball
speed.
2. See if he goes back to that slider here, getting him low and away.
I think he throws a couple different ones. I need to talk to him about what his repertoire is. Four-game series here today and tomorrow, hopefully. We're hearing that tomorrow might be even colder.
This one hit into center field, I guess shallow center, and Bryson Sherwood's going to go back, make the catch for the Pioneers at shortstop. And now Bubba Thompson's going to be up. Bubba Thompson 0 for 2 on the day, strikeout in the 1st inning, and then flew out to Drew Woodley in center field. We'd like to thank you all for joining us here for Pioneer Baseball, and we hope you stay tuned for the later game today between these 2 teams and tomorrow's 2 contests as the Pioneers start conference play. This one deep into right center field, and Woodley calls off Vogel, gets there, makes the catch. Bubba Thompson, the balls coming off his bat are like a magnet to Drew Woodley's glove.
There you go.
Flown out to Woodley twice. And now another hitless person. The right fielder, Brendan O'Connor, hitting in the 4-hole, but has no hits to his name today. Flew out to Woodley once, and then flew out to Maple, his other at-bat. Going for second is Victor Laura. He's going to get it. The ball looked like it bounced off his helmet there.
I think that was strike 1. What did he say? What's he
Strike
holding?
1. Yep.
0-1.
So it's 0-1 now to Brendan O'Connor. It's It's an Irish name.
Yeah, a little bit.
Great framing there from Hamilton behind the plate. It's a bit outside. He brought it in, and I mean, it still was inside. It was still a strike, but put that ball right where it was supposed to be, and a great pitch there from Trevino. That one a bit outside.
Yeah, O'Connor, then Perez, then Van Zabore. So you're going all over the world with those three names.
Absolutely. So O'Connor hits this one, gets past, and they're going to hold Laura at third, and O'Connor's going to get a single there.
You know why he got that hit, right?
The luck of the Irish.
That, and because you said he's hitless today. He's
That's
in the
true.
4-hole, but he's hitless.
You're right.
He's trash.
That's
I
my
know
fault.
You guys, you were just ripping on him.
I apologize as he rips that one past Melendez and Sherwood. Getting him a single. Jose Perez up now, walked in the second inning and then grounded out to Noah Castillo in the third inning. So with runners on the corners and 2 outs, he comes in. Team down 3, hoping to get some magic working for the Pride. See if he will be able to do that. Brendan O'Connor over there on first base. He's got 2 stolen bases. Wouldn't be surprised if they send him here.
Pioneers probably wouldn't even make a throw. They didn't in what was that, the first inning they did a first and third steal?
Second inning.
Okay.
So I would assume no throw here. If we see there it is. Man, it's a bit of a late steal.
What, he did steal? Okay.
He did. Very, yeah, I mean, if you, instead of a steal, it was like a gentle ask if he could take second, but he.
Well, they were trying a first and third play with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
So now it's 2-1. Swung on, missed.
Fouled it off.
Fouled it off. Right off the foot there of Perez, the designated hitter. Be interesting to see if Clarke goes with the a similar lineup in the second game today.
Probably. You throw your best lineup out there for conference games, and we're probably going to throw another right-hander out there, so it'll be the same guys for the most part, unless he's still platooning a few guys, trying to figure out who's going to be where. But at this point in the year, it's pretty close to being set with at least 7 or 8 of your guys.
So we've got a full count now to Jose Perez.
Sometimes you'll see a different catcher in game 2, but
the 3-2 called strike 3. Zach Trevino picks up his 6th strikeout of the day off a gorgeous pitch there. Retiring the side, a risky situation. You got runners on the corners, 2 stranded. You give up a single.
little chest pound from Trevino and a new pitcher, 26.
So 26 coming in now for Clarke. It's going to be Charlie Yeager. Can assume that's how you pronounce the
Let's
last
go
name.
with Yeager. Brett, if you're listening, tell us if we're wrong. Could be Jaeger. We don't know.
Could be Jaeger. Be a little surprised, but
Yeah. I like your first guess.
so Tucker went 4 innings, gave up 6 hits and 5 runs. And so Charlie Yeager's going to come in, number 26 for the Clarke University Pride. He's got 1 appearance so far in the season.
26. 1 appearance, yeah.
1 appearance. He went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 4 runs. It was a grand slam.
Well, there were 4 walks.
Yeah, 1 walk, 1 hit.
What am I looking at? What's this?
4 earned runs. So he walked a guy, gave up a grand slam.
1 homer, yeah, maybe.
Would be my assumption. Three batters faced. Oh, he faced 3 batters. He hit 2,
Walked 1.
walked 1, and then gave up a grand slam.
That's a tough outing.
It's a very tough outing.
The old ERA takes a hit when you do that. 36 right now, but as soon as he records an out this inning, it'll drop significantly. These early season numbers don't mean much.
At least that is the hope.
Yeah. Not a trend. I mean, we hope it's a trend, but
Yeah.
Clarke doesn't. He will face 5, 6, 7.
He will face 5, 6, 7, so that's going to be Cornette, McMahon, and Woodley. So the first pitch, a ball to Dio Cornette. Dio Cornette got a single in that 3rd inning, which ended it with that double play. Left him hanging, and then flew out to left field as this one's high. Look at the hair on Yeager.
Yeah, it's a nice salad working out the back of the cap there. Good flow.
Called strike 1.
My 13-year-old is trying to grow out his hair pretty long like that, and his is very red, so it's pretty obnoxious.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. Dio wanted all of that one. He's got an interesting windup here coming out of the stretch. Very high knee. Brings it above the waist as Dio hits this one over to Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick to Johnny Blake. Gonna record the first out of the inning there. It's a 5-3.
Yeah, Dio won't like that swing. With 2 strikes, you try to foul it off if you can, but he put that in play, and on a kind of a weak swing, he will be frustrated until the 7th when he shoots a double into the gap.
So
Hopefully, actually, we don't hit in the 7th.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So going to bring up McMahon now. He was hit by pitch in his last at-bat. Outside. Yeager's thrown 5 pitches, 3 of which have been strikes.
And the ERA is probably down to around 15 at this point already.
Nice breaking ball there from him as McMahon fouls it off. So 1-2 now. Outside. Thought he got him.
I do not know this guy's zone. He's kind of been Charlie Yeager. So this guy's name is Chuck Yeager. Isn't that a famous guy? I'll look him up. I think it was spelled with a Y, though.
High called for ball 3, so we got a full count, 1 out. You know, the old 3-2-1.
Yeah.
None on.
Chuck Yeager. You guys are too young for Chuck Yeager. So am I, though.
Outside. Oh, no, they called a strike.
Come on, man.
So a called strike on A.J. McMahon. And congratulations to Charlie Yeager on the first strikeout of the season.
There you go. Good job.
So we're going to have Drew Woodley up to bat now. Walked in the 2nd inning, stole 2nd, then struck out in his last appearance.
That's never a strike. A breaking ball that starts outside and high and stays there. That's a tough one.
Yeager with a nice Oklahoma State orange glove out there.
Yeah, Chuck Yeager was the first one to break the speed of sound in an airplane.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like I knew that. Let's see if, oh. Woodley gets hit there. You know, I think Bryson Hamilton's double there in the second inning almost broke the speed of sound with with how hard
Nice.
that one was off the bat.
Nice segue.
As Frank Vogel's going to be up to bat here. Walked in the second, then hit into that double play in his last at bat. Beauty of having 2 outs, can't hit into a double play.
Right. He's thrilled with that at this point. Need to get Woodley on second here.
Hit past the glove of Johnny Blake, and Woodley's going to go to third. So we're going to have runners on the corners off that single from Vogel. First
Nice.
hit of the day. And now Bryson Hamilton coming up. Got clipped in the shoulder in his last at bat, and then
15. Pinch running for Vogel at first.
so running for Vogel's going to be Aiden Davis, the junior from Louisville, Texas.
Don't be shocked with some sort of first and third shenanigans here. If Hamilton gets down in the count, Pioneers will try to steal a run with one of their first third plays, but I feel like Clarke is not going to bite. That's just my prediction. They'll just let him have it. These are hard to defend.
They are. Strike one.
My college coach, the legendary Sam Riggleman, we would work on first and third offense and defense every day at practice. We were awesome at it, but not everybody has time for that.
Absolutely.
Coach Riggleman made time for that.
So Park wins against William Penn, moving to 1-0 in conference play, and William Penn will move to
How is that game already over?
0-1. It was a 3-2 finish.
Wow. I feel like this game is moving along at a fine clip. They went even faster.
Yeah, we're about an hour and a half in, and we're in the 5th inning. It's 0-1 now to Hamilton.
Clarke, Park guys watching in the background of your screen there.
Swing and a miss for strike 2.
So here comes the steal. I'm just going to switch cameras now so I don't have to later. Early break or huge lead. You'll see something funky right here.
Is that Aiden Davis running at first? Hit up the middle, right to Yeager. Yeager runs with it a bit before flipping over to Johnny Blake and retiring the side there. So he comes in, faces 5, gives up 1 hit and hits a guy, stranding 2. But an overall an okay outing there from
scoreless.
Charlie
Throw up
Yeager.
throw up a goose egg. It doesn't matter how you get there.
So we're going to head into the 6th inning. Hitting will be Paul Vonzabore, the catcher for Clarke. Goodness. Clarke Pride, as we're seeing the Park University players walk past.
Do they have concessions or anything going, Anna? Probably not. The concession stand is far away from where we are anyway.
So Trevino's going to stay out there. At least that's what I can't see the number, but I'm assuming by the
Oh, yeah.
the sleeves and ski mask that is Trevino.
He's got the distinctive tweener stirrups going, too.
Aiden Davis move into right field.
We might have some sort of switching happening, but no. Castillo's still at first, so we're...
Yeah, Aiden Davis now in right field after pinch running for
Okay. Vogel.
Vogel.
Yeah, keep him out there and right. As the Pioneers switch to a defensive mindset for the next couple innings. Sometimes at this point they'll put Vogel at first and have Castillo sit on defense, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that actually.
So Trevino hoping that he won't face too many more. You know, if all goes according to plan, he'll
Yeah, 6 more.
face
Let's
6
go.
more. He's got 6 strikeouts on the day. He's gotten 2 looking. They were gorgeous. As Vonzabore is going to be up single in the second and a one of those strikeouts in that fourth inning, that 3 strikeout fourth inning for Trevino.
6, 7, 8 due up.
Fouled off for strike 1. Inside for ball 1. So Trevino's got 89 pitches, but 58 strikes so far. It's a decent outing from a pitcher after 5 innings. This one hit up the middle. Sherwood tries to get to it, dives, and brings Castillo a bit off the bag. Almost a Derek Jeter-esque play there.
Base hit.
From Sherwood at short. But, had to hustle to get that throw off and was unable to get the accuracy to Castillo that he wanted to. Let's take a look at that. Look at that slide.
That's a courtesy runner,
So
31.
Courtesy running is number 31, which is Cole Swartz.
That get in the right field? Trouble brewing.
It did.
And
They're
it got
gonna
past
send
the
him.
right fielder.
Got past the right fielder the Pioneers brought in was Aiden Davis, and he's gonna get to third on that one.
Disaster. I thought it was a double play off the bat. Turns into basically a triple, but that's a single and a 2-base error. No RBI.
So now Maguire Fitzpatrick up, hoping to get something going. Team down 2. He is the tying runner at the plate in this top of the 6th.
No RBI.
So Trevino, his ERA, hasn't taken a hit from this game, hasn't given up any earned runs, right? Is that?
I don't remember. Let's have a look.
Or 1 earned run.
1 earned run and still pending this inning.
Yes. Don't want to speak too soon as a swing and a miss on that one.
I couldn't see why that ball got past. Who is it?
It is Aiden Davis
Big
over there in right
strikeout.
field as Trevino keeps the it's the mentality of the sport. You got to
Yep.
stay in it mentally. They're going to have another player with long hair. Quite the really cool haircut, actually. He looked really cool walking up to the plate there.
Strike 1, 2, and 3. Number 21 pinch hitting.
It's going to be Kainoa Torres from Hawaii, from Honolulu.
Kainoa. Nice.
Kainoa.
Yeah, I didn't see how the ball got past. I missed his name again. He's a new guy.
Aiden Davis.
Davis. It may have taken a funky hop. I just couldn't see anything.
So Torres so far this season hitting 167 with an RBI. 2 hits in 12 at bats with no runs.
Where are we in the lineup here?
This is the 9.
Okay, so at some points during a lineup, you could see a walk here to set up a double play.
A little blooper right over the head of Trevino. Will score Johnny Blake.
But
And Sherwood gets the throw to.
so that's an RBI ground out. No earned run.
So an RBI there for Kainoa Torres. Second on the season.
And from a statting standpoint, just a little inside baseball here. This at bat determines whether or not those runs will be earned for Trevino. If Lara gets a hit here, for example, they both become earned because right now the inning should be second and third 2 outs. That's how you recreate earned runs and whatnot.
Swing and a miss off that pitch from Trevino. So here it comes. Another swing and a miss, and no earned runs in that inning as Trevino retires the side. Getting out of that one, 2 hits, 2 runs. None left on base, but Clarke is within striking distance as we go into the bottom of the 6th. This is Jack Hancock and Chad Jenkins welcoming you back here. Pioneer Baseball, bottom of the 6th, leading off. Sean Maple, double and a single, 2 runs scored, and then flew out to the left fielder, Andrew Swartz, in his last at-bat.
New pitcher number 10.
So they bring in Yeager there for just 1 inning, gets the job done, and now Brendan Boyley's going to be in.
Is it 2-1? I think it's 2-1.
So Brendan Boyley, the 6'1" senior from Boise, Idaho.
Something in the eye of Maple now. There's no dirt on the field, but there is tiny bits of recycled tires.
This is Boyley's first appearance this season, so be interesting.
No numbers.
No stats from him. We'll see.
Bringing him out in a big spot. Up by 1, high leverage situation in the bottom of the 6th.
Got quite a kick on his stretch there.
Now it's full. The count is correct on your screen. I was confused the whole at bat. I apologize.
No worries. As Maple takes the full count outside. So you start off your season. First stat to you is a walk.
Top of the order for the Pioneers. Maple, Sherwood, Melendez.
So Sherwood up now. Had that single in the first inning and nothing to him since then. Lefty facing a right-handed pitcher, so, he's at a bit of a disadvantage, but...
The pitcher is.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever you see the black trail of dirt on like football games when the receiver's dragging his foot. That's tiny bits of recycled tire rubber. There you go. Or your shoes are tired.
Timeout called here by
Little dad joke there for you.
by the catcher. That's going to be Von Zabore, going out there making sure that Brendan Boyle staying in it after a walk and then giving up a couple more balls there.
Well, the coach is getting on him a little bit, I think. He's animated. Probably saying something like, hey, we can't defend walks, so go ahead and throw some strikes and see what happens.
Yeah. It's the hope. Gonna maybe reset his.
Look how in focus that center fielder is, and out of focus my batter is. I'm gonna switch that between games. Oof.
This one popped up. It's gonna have a whole horde of Pride players going. Calling him off is Swartz. He's gonna make the catch. Second time Sherwood's flown out. Swartz.
It's good to be aggressive after a coach visit because you know he's going to be really keen on throwing a strike, but Sherwood underneath that one, and he'll be frustrated as he steps back into the dugout.
And Melendez will be up now. One walk and a hit to his name. So he's 1 for 2.
We just heard that Central Methodist scored 10 runs in the first inning against Peru State. Or
Wow.
It's in the second inning, and it's 10-0. We don't know when the runs were scored necessarily.
Mount Mercy wound up beating Evangel 5-3. So Mount Mercy moves to 2-1 in conference play, and Evangel moves to 1-2 in conference play.
So they must have split yesterday.
They must have. Benedictine currently beating Grandview 2-1, and Central Methodist now up 11-0 in the bottom of the second.
Ouch.
Missouri Valley leading Graceland 5-0 as this one's hit into center field. Tracking it is Greg Bennett, makes the catch.
Boy, I thought he smoked that. He may have.
Yeah, I think without this wind at any other ballpark, could have been gone.
Or at least make him move a little bit.
Yeah.
He just cruised under that one.
And Castillo's going to be up to bat now. 2 outs, no hits to his name, hoping for that hit.
Yeah, that elusive single after Maple moves up on a wild pitch here.
Throw over to Maple.
8 runs in the first, 3 in the second for the Eagles.
Sean Maple, 1 stolen base and 2 attempts, so interesting throw over there.
It'll take a freebie to get him there. I don't think he'll straight steal in this situation.
Brendan Boyley's coming in. He's after that mound visit, he's doing something different. He's been throwing more strikes and getting outs, getting the ball to be put in play.
I'll be curious to see who we got on the mound in the 7th. If he wants to send Trevino back out there or go with Reese Helland, Christian Hurtado have been the ace relievers so far for the Pioneers, a lefty and a righty, so you could go with both or leave Zach out there. He's been...
Hurtado's been, electric. 7 innings pitched and 13 strikeouts.
Yeah, Hurtado's been awesome.
2.45 ERA. And only 6 hits given up in 7 innings. So they are going to send...
That was easy.
They are going to send Maple,
2-6.
and he's going to get caught stealing.
After a strike. I think that was 2-6, Anna. Let me have another look.
So it'll bring up
2-4.
the start of the 7th. Pioneers hoping to get things done and be done with this game in this 7th inning.
2-4 CS. Got it? You're all good. You know what you're doing. Yeah, who's coming out?
Be very curious to see who's coming out to pitch.
Is Trevino coming back out there? Yes, he is.
Wow. So they
I
are
like
going to
it.
send Trevino back out for the 7th inning. You know, you think things start to get rocky, maybe they'll...
Yeah. They'll have people ready for sure.
Can see over in the bullpen a couple Pioneers up and moving around. Can't quite see who, but you can see...
You can guess that it's Helland and Hurtado. The H factor. I don't know. We need to come up with a nickname for those bullpen boys.
It's like the 2015 Royals, you know, you had
Yeah,
Davis...
Herrera, Davis.
Herrera, Davis, Holland.
Yeah. HDH.
Now it's just HH.
You know, the 2014 Royals had Holland.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't 50.
Holland wasn't part of that 15 team, or he was hurt most of it or something. That was fun.
What a great time.
How old were you? 7?
9.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I was 9 in 2015.
That's a perfect age to be
It really was.
getting into baseball when your local team is
Yep.
dominating. My son was 7.
And
Doesn't watch anymore.
hoping that this year we'll be back to the glory.
Back to the what? What are you expecting from the Royals this year?
As this one's strike one, you know.
You're not beating the Indians, the White Sox, or the who else?
Tigers.
Tigers, you
Or
might.
the Twins.
Twins. Yeah, I think you're fighting for
Strike
4th there,
2.
buddy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a few more years before they're competitive again, if you ask me. I don't know.
And, I mean, they've got great young guys who've been... This one outside. Man. So Greg Bennett struck out in the 2nd inning. There's that strike 3
Confused again. Sorry.
from Trevino.
That was right there. I mean that. What? He's whining to the umpire about that pitch. That was right there.
So Bubba Thompson comes up now. He struck out.
I'll show you that last pitch after this pitch.
So Trevino 9 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings so far.
I mean, who's going to complain about that pitch? That is right there. Maybe he was complaining about a previous one.
Trevino's getting up there in pitch count, 104.
Unless he allows a runner in scoring position even, I think he's finishing this.
Yep. This one fouled off. So it's 1-2 now.
It's possible that previous hitter was upset about a previous pitch, and that's why also I called it a ball on my end, because I thought it was a ball. I had the wrong count.
And so the 1-2 to Bubba Thompson. Hit over to Melendez. Melendez. That's not Melendez. Who's over at 3rd?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it is Melendez. So
E5.
Melendez bobbles that one as Bubba Thompson gets on first.
The Pioneer defense has been an issue this season. It hasn't been stellar, especially compared to the last few years when we were elite out there. But go ahead, run at the plate, tying run aboard. In the middle of the order. Still sticking with Trevino.
They've been able to score this Pioneer team today. They've got 76 runs on the season in their 17 games. Haven't been too many issues scoring, but they've given up 85 runs. There's Melendez. Over to Dio, and not quite in time to Castillo at first base.
FC 5-4.
So O'Connor going to reach there on the fielder's choice.
And a lefty. It'd be interesting to bring in Hurtado right here, who's left-handed. But, yeah, I'm sticking with Trevino if I'm Coach Thompson as well. If you don't have to go to your bullpen in Game 1, don't do it.
So Jose Perez up to bat. He walked in the 2nd, then struck out looking in the 5th as this one is fouled off. So 0-1 now.
attend to the camera for this one.
Trevino getting set, calming the nerves, staying cool under pressure as that one's looked at for another strike. Trevino, one strike away from ending game one for the Pioneers. Swing and a miss, strike three. The Pioneers win. So a 5-4 finish for the Pioneers. Pioneers led by Bryson Hamilton was 1 for 2 with a double, two-run double into a left field. Great hit. And great pitching today by Zach Trevino.
Trevino moves to 3-1 on the season. And Tucker moves to 2-3.
So Brendan Boyley comes in there in that sixth inning, hoping to get the win for the Pride, but unable to. Great game for the Pioneers offensively. Defensively, some struggles though. You know, they're gonna have to watch the errors and make sure they stay on top of that in this next one.
There's the 6'8" Logan Burbach giving super high fives at the top of the mound to everybody, as he's prone to do. We'll be back for game 2 in about 25 minutes. Love you. You need to come up with your